Hello everyone, welcome back. We're Nick and Sarah, a British couple who left the UK many years ago in search of something different. We have a passion for filmmaking and travel, and with our two little dogs, we're going to take on the world, starting from tomorrow. Hello folks, welcome back. Welcome back to little old Vinster. And today we have got something a little bit different planned for the vlog, haven't we, love?
Yes, we have, but you'll have to wait to find out what we're up to. We're very excited about what's going on today, but say no more.
Say no more. We're headed to the mountains. We've got some lovely scenery and yep, you'll see what happens when we get there.
So why have we come into the mountains, you're asking yourself? Well, we're actually coming to look at some land, a little property, off-grid property up in the mountains. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what are they playing at? They're building a van. What's this thing about land? What are too many fishes in too many fishes? Too many hands in too many baskets? Well,
too many fingers in too many pies.
Something like that. Well, the land search has never been off the cards. We've been kind of looking a little bit in the background.
Yeah, so if you've been following the channel, you'll know that, the summer before last, we went to central Portugal in search of some off-grid land, and gosh, it was hot stuff. We love central Portugal, and the whole of Portugal is not off the cards completely, and we did see some nice plots that we really liked. We also travelled to northern Spain, or on our way back from the UK we searched around in northern Spain.
Catalonia, to be precise.
Yes.
Yeah, the villages up there seem quite quiet, and the coastline is, as is with a lot of Spain, is quite built up. So we decided we wouldn't be looking in Catalonia, and you never know, they might get independence, and then that could cause a whole host of problems.
And then since then we've kind of just been keeping an eye open in our local area, if you like, or within, you know, a couple of hours drive, and just seeing what's available here. We have actually seen a few properties around here over the last year?
Yeah, before last summer we came up here and viewed, I think, 4 properties, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. The estate agent we met up with last year just randomly gave us a call, an email, and said she's got another property to view.
And it's an off-grid property, it's a finca, and we don't really know much else. I don't think it was us. All of the wheels feel cool. It's not because this was the brake that was getting stuck on, all that brake trouble you had, if you remember. And yeah, that's not hot. It doesn't. I don't think it was us. Mm-hmm. We're paranoid. Do you?
Ciao, Charlie. False alarm. Hopefully. This is how we roll with Insta.
I don't think it was us. I think it was maybe someone was having it did smell like a sort of mechanical type smell, didn't it?
Did smell, and we always worry because so many times we've had the smell and then pulled over and there's been an issue.
But we have just come down a big hill and using the brakes a lot, so maybe the brakes got a tiny bit smelly, but they don't feel hot at all, so let's not just panic.
But the thing is, here in Spain as well, they just light little bonfires on their land and they just throw anything on there.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit cold in the mountains, in their fires in their houses, they'll just burn anything, so it could have been that.
It would smell now. That was quite a strong smell, and there's no smell, no heat.
Yeah.
So we're not really sure on the whole situation when we meet the estate agent, but we are meeting someone, so we can't go and have a look on our own type thing. So with the whole filming, we'll just have to see how we go, because not everyone likes being filmed, so we might just be getting B-roll and things like that, and then talk to you about it afterwards.
Yeah, this looks lovely, doesn't it? Just said before, so nice to have a little trip out. We've just been doing the van build in the village the whole time. It's just nice to get away. Little Vinster, family day out. We'll have some lunch out. It's nice. Nice little properties along the way. Lovely road to get here. We've just turned off the main road, gone through a very pretty little hamlet, really nice little whitewash houses, little villas, little country villas, estates, and yeah, beautiful scenery. And we're just following the estate agent down this little track, which would be totally fine for either van.
Solid though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper solid, gosh.
I think it's got potential to be something amazing. That door through to there, that's through to the stable.
Concrete, right? So you can
Yeah.
through, they said.
Yeah.
So that was perp to kind of separate, because it's half the family and the other half the family.
So guys, we've just left the estate agent and the family. The whole family came.
The whole family.
The whole family came. Family day out.
Yeah.
Who showed us round. There's so much history in this area that it was the last place in Spain where the Moors were. So tarmac road went down however many years ago, and they were lying down to stop them building the road because they wanted their little settlements. And
yeah,
so much
very,
history.
very rustic and
very
old school. The finca is very old school, very old school, but it's beautiful. Hey, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's got so much character. It's just lovely, actually.
Boys, we're not getting out again. We've just wiped your paws.
Lizzie, in the van.
Cat.
Lizzie. Stay.
Yes.
Alright, just stay there then. Don't go in the mud. We've just wiped their paws because he went into the mud. Got real
Lizzie.
mud. Boys, stay there. Charlie, stay here.
I think anyway, it's got quite late, so I think we're going to go and get some lunch and then we'll tell you.
We'll go and find somewhere for lunch and we'll tell you a little bit more about it. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, folks. And right, so I think last time we spoke to you, we were in the mountains about to go and get lunch and talk to you about the off-grid property that we went to go and see.
Yeah, sorry that didn't happen. We found a little restaurant, but it wasn't really suitable to take the dogs in, so we didn't want to hang around too long. So we just ended up having a few cheeky tapas and a beer. Come on, man, you can start eating.
Can start eating now, finally. Excited. Wait, I want to film it. And coming back to the village, and that's where we are now. We're not away in the van, we're in the village. And yeah, so we got back and...
I don't like it when Vinny does that. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Vinny's broken again.
So unfortunately it seems to have a problem with the van again. Like the van made it all the way there and all the way back, and then we got back and we kind of smelt a little bit of a smell coming from the same side, the front side wheel, and yeah, it was really hot. And we've got this little bit of gunk that's, I think, new and come out, and I don't think this is brake fluid. I think this is like bearing fluid, is it? If anyone knows, could you let us know? We've propped the van up and we've... You're right, Diz. Something's just spooked him. We've propped the van up and we've wiggled it that way and we've wiggled it this way, and we can't hear any bearing noise. Both wheels sound the same and all that, but you know, it definitely got hot. And actually when we first came back, we propped it up and it was stuck on at first, then Nick pressed the brake and then it released it. So now it's, yeah, so we've got an issue still. It's so frustrating, you know, we're supposed to be away in the van. It's just past at City eBay and there's still some kind of issue. Anyway, we don't want to dwell on it. We're going to take it to the mechanic later on and see if we can get to the bottom of this. You know, we've had all these components changed for the brake. Is it a bearing problem now? I don't know, but it's frustrating, isn't it? But yeah.
I think the Italy MOT people are brake killers. He was fine before he went there again.
I know.
And they destroyed him again.
It's so weird. But anyway, we'll get it sorted.
So yeah, we had a lovely break from the van build up in the mountains. Had a lovely day until we got back to the village and found out that Vinny's not working again, so we can't go away in him.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely day.
And we really like the land as well. We really like the little property. It's got lots of ticks. I mean, it's also got a few.
Not ticks, the biting ticks. We've had lots of ticks. Have been a big no-no.
It's got a lot of pros.
It ticked lots of boxes.
Lots of boxes, but it also has a few cons as well, doesn't it? So
yeah, the biggest con being there's actually no road to get up there. Now the estate agent said there's a track leading up to the property. It may need a little bit of work, and when we got there it had like a big channel sort of, yeah, washed away by the rain. Apparently it flooded a few years ago and there's, yeah, washed away. It's
a good couple of 100 metres of track to fix. In fact, you'd have to build a whole new road, a gravel road to get up to the property. But on the plus side, oh, lovely. So much character. I mean, it's just an abandoned plot of land in the mountains. Abandoned house, hasn't been lived in for years and years and years, hasn't been worked on the land for years and years. You know, there was fruit trees there, there's nice big cork oak trees.
So it's got all these little dry stone walls, like lots of little sort of plateaus, little terraces and stuff, boulders. It's actually, basically there's kind of 3 properties they're selling it as. So the main farmhouse is split into 2 between the old couple who showed us round and the cousin, and then the barn over the other side, that's the cousins as well. But yeah, they're sort of selling it as all together or as 3 separate plots. But it's got so much character. There's like the track that leads up. There's a little stream running between the main farmhouse and the barn, and
it obviously runs in the winter when you have rain and things like that.
It's got 3 wells.
3 wells,
which is cool, and
completely crystal clear water as well. I felt like you could just jump in there and have a little swim. And it's quite, well, the properties that we've seen in Spain, it is quite sort of rare to get wells on your land. It's not like, yeah, it's not like Portugal where it seems like every plot of land has a well.
The thing is, yeah, with this place is in the mountains behind the property. In that area, apparently they've got like an underground reservoir that generally has so much water in it that all the water in the area is free, so we could actually get connected to the mains water and you wouldn't have to pay anything once you're connected.
So it was really cool. I mean, proper off-grid, proper remote, proper on its own, but within sort of 15-20 minutes drive to sort of all the amenities you need as well. So location wise, we're just in love with it. You can't hear any road noise, you can't hear any people, if you like.
It was just beautiful. I mean, if we bought that and did it up, it would just be an absolutely stunning little sort of farm up in the mountains.
We really liked it. But there's big buts, isn't there? It's a heck of a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
You know, just the track alone is a lot of work. You'd have to get someone to do that, obviously. And then the house is just old school, needs complete renovations. I mean, it's solid in parts, but you know, it's definitely.
Oh, sorry, pause it. Cat in the area.
Sorry about that. They don't like these cats creeping up on the vans.
Yeah, so it is a lot of work, as we said. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of solid, and we couldn't see into the cousin's property. We could see through one of the rooms, and it needs a lot of work.
Yeah. Anyway, we won't say exactly where it is and money and all that, because it's kind of like, I mean, it probably would be too much for us anyways. The estate agents is finding out how much a gravel road would cost, just out of interest more than anything as well. Future reference and things like that.
We don't know how. It's just come on the market. The old couple are trying to sell it or sell their part, and she doesn't know exactly how much land.
You don't know the size of it, the paperwork and things like that's not properly in order and stuff. So there's a lot to think about before you start considering it, definitely. But it is interesting. It is interesting looking around and seeing what's in this area. As we mentioned at the start of the vlog, we have looked in Portugal, and we have looked up in Catalonia, and we have for the last since then been just keeping an eye on different areas in Spain and looking what's available in our local area. And obviously we're in no rush or anything like that. Like we said, the estate agents rang us out of the blue and said, do you fancy coming to look at this old school finca? I think it'll be right up your alley. And yeah.
So yeah, as we mentioned, we did look at a few properties just before the summer last year, all quite different, quite interesting. We saw one which was like a little sort of bungalow, basically on the side of a mountain. You'd own like half a mountain. It was very rubbly though, very dusty, had little terraces. The only sort of green area was by the house, by the little bungalow, which was quite nice, little terrace overlooking the sort of beautiful views on the countryside. Had lots of little chicken pens. We saw another property which is quite out our price range, but we went to see it anywhere, like a weird quirky little sort of wooden house on the side of a hill again. It actually had a pool. It had quite a lot of land. We didn't look at the land.
It had a ridiculous amount of land all around the back, didn't it? But we didn't go up there because it was out of our price
and
range.
It's a bit weird, whole wooden house which we're looking for like.
And then there was the little one that we really liked actually.
That was nice. That was nice. That was like a little secret oasis. You sort of came off a main road, but it's all like hidden behind bushes and fence, and you go down these little roads. There was a small house which was like one room, bathroom and something else, nice little terrace, lovely plot of land. It was only like 3,000
meters squared.
Yeah,
so it had fruit trees and everything like that, and we actually really liked that one because it was very manageable and quite small and quite unique and quirky, totally off-grid. All of these properties are off-grid, so they've got no mains electricity or mains water, so it's either you have the agriculture water, or that one in fact didn't have any water. You had to go and collect your water or get a delivery, which is always a bit for this area. You really do want some kind of water source on your land.
That was the only issue with that. Apart from that, I really liked it because it was sort of going down a hill, so it had loads of character, loads of olive trees, different little pathways. It had like a crazy chicken coop which is built into the rocks.
And there was the vineyard.
The vineyard, that would have been right up our alley.
So that was a very small vineyard. It was actually quite a small plot of land.
1,300.
1,300 square metres or 1,500 square metres. So just like a big garden kind of thing. Nice little house. You had like the big
very nice house. Massive terrace. Perfect for entertainment. We had a driveway, so you had the driveway, huge terrace, reasonable sized house. You had storage unit out the back. There was kind of a garden area out the back. And then
we really liked it actually, didn't we?
Chicken coop and vineyard would have been nice to own a little vineyard.
Beautiful location and
stunning views.
Again, that was off grid, but it did have the agricultural water connected, so you could use that for all your washing and watering your plants and all things like that.
And with that, you get it for a certain time period or certain hours during the day, and so you have water deposit boxes, or tubs, so you can fill those up, and then when you haven't got the agricultural water coming to you, you sort of use that on your land. But that was nice. Yeah,
that was really nice. So it's been interesting to look at what's available in this area. Now, I will say that when we were looking in central Portugal and up in Catalonia, actually, there was plots starting from about, sort of 10,000 euros, that kind of price, depending on whether they had a building and things like that. Here, what we've seen and what we're looking at is sort of starting off about 40,000. So There's no like little cheap plots here. I mean, there's also the legalities as well. I mean, here in the countryside, in the Campo, you've got to be very careful because it's similar to Portugal where there's all these buildings or little houses that are actually unregistered. So, you know, you've got to make sure the legalities of these places are what you want them to be. Obviously, that's where you get a lawyer involved and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely an eye-opener when you go into look around and try and find what you want.
That's the problem. You know, as we've said with this van build, we're not the most decisive people. We're not very good at making decisions. So you know, with the van build, there's loads of decisions to make about all aspects, all stages of it. Even more so with land. Obviously, we're thinking definitely Spain or Portugal. We're not going to go further afield.
No.
Probably Spain is better for us because we've got that, we're set up here and everything. But we're still open to Portugal. But it's a big decision, so we're just
looking as we go, and maybe one day something will come up that we're just like, wow, we love it, you know, this is the one kind of thing. And until then, it's good fun looking, isn't it, as well?
It's good fun looking,
seeing
yeah.
what's out there, and that's what you do, isn't it? No rushing into anything, that's for sure. But
first, we should probably just get this van built, shouldn't we?
This, and especially now that one's not working again. And then, yeah, for now we're just cracking on with this.
Oh, did we mention we've got walls up now? We've got the sinks almost in. But this week we thought we'd give you a little break from boring van build stuff. As Sarah trashes the van a little bit more. We have got on with loads of stuff this week actually. At the end of last week's vlog, I think we'd put the solar panels on the roof and we'd put all this in place and the kitchen sink and everything. We've actually plumbed a lot of it in now, so it's not just put there for show.
This whole wall actually on this side of the van is in. It's bolted to the van.
I mean, look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that cutout there. Oh, thing of beauty.
That's sexy. Even though there's going to be like a little thing in front of it. So yeah, this is all kind of completo. This is in. This wasn't in last week. We're now piecing together the little kind of end unit here with these aluminium frames. So we just got to cut some more aluminium down, and that's going to kind of sit there. We've got the wood cut down and painted that goes on the end here. See, it's definitely starting to take shape, guys. And then yeah, this little piece of wood's there. I've got to fit all of the water pump and all of the bits and bobs to do with the water is going to go on that board there, which is going to sit, and this board goes there. So it's all just, you know, coming together. And we've even started planning the bedroom and lounge area, which is like the next kind of big mission, and we're waiting for some more of these little connectors. We've just ordered these that connect all of the aluminium poles together, and they're coming tomorrow, quick delivery, which is really cool because then we can do the whole bed and lounge frame. So hopefully by next week's vlog we would have made a start on the whole lounge area.
So we're trying to use as much of the materials. Unfortunately some of the connections got broken, but the framing, yeah, we've worked out, gosh, it's hard to work these things out sometimes. I've gone through, measured every bit of framing, trying to make use of everything, but there's a few complications with the bedroom because we've gained that little bit of extra space. We think we're gonna have to build another little side unit in, which we've got some creative ideas for. Yeah, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, so much going on, isn't there? It's getting really exciting now as well, you know? I mean, we should be away in little old Vinster, as we mentioned last week. Ultimately, right now, I mean, I know we showed all the land today, but ultimately we want to get this van finished quite quickly, as quickly as we can, and get back to travels for now. For this year, we've got big travel plans for this year, as we've talked about. I don't think it's going to take us too much longer.
It's funny with a van build though, because you get you have little stages. So we're concentrating on this sink area now, and then you complete this your little unit. Got the wood for that. We attach the door, then that's finished. Brilliant, yeah. And then you look around and there's like, oh gosh,
we've got to do that.
201 jobs everywhere else.
Yeah, so you have to know what to do in each stage of each section. It's like, you know, for example, this unit is actually going to be attached to the floor. We're screwing a hole through the hole in the floor there, but before you do that, we're going to attach a piece to the water tank to make sure that's secure. And then before you do that, you've got to put the pipes in from the pump that's going to run down the back there. So there's all these different little things, and you want to do them in the right order, because you don't want to be starting screwing things in and then have to unscrew it all. Do you know what I mean? So it's tricky.
For those of you who've done a van build, what percentage would you say is actually thinking about it and planning and going, oh, how can we do that? Ours is
every
like
step of the way.
Ours just is growing, like we said before. It's like a living organism. It's growing because something changes and then you have to create something else.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit different for us though, because we've got the gear that Frank and Emily left. So
Yeah.
we're trying to use that as much as we can, because we're not wasteful people, and it's, you know, good wood, good quality aluminium and that. So.
And obviously we don't have to make as many decisions as someone doing it from scratch at all. So we have got a huge, massive advantage, and you know, we're really grateful for that, aren't we?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But how much planning, how much chit chat is there, and how much building if you've done one? I'm thinking like 50-50, 60-40.
Well, you would, because I do all the work. You do all the chit.
That's a lie. You comment saying Sarah does all the work. It's because I'm filming.
I'm only joking. And we haven't even been filming much because Nick's been doing work and I don't really pick up the camera as often. So that's why there's not much filming going on, really, is there? We're doing loads of stuff. And little Dizzy is over there serenading us. So that means you might have to take him back to the house and make more coffee.
Deal. Sarah's saying next month we'll have to be working through the night.
I said I think the next job should be to get the battery in. Now we've got the solar panel on the roof, we're actually ready to do that. And then we can, you know, have proper lighting down here and everything, and then we will be able to work through the night to get it finished.
What do you think of our very posh rear door awning? Look at that.
It's like complete blackout awning, isn't it? We need it. I can't believe we actually need this working on the van in February. I think we've decided that we're not having a side awning on this van.
Have we? Yeah, we're going to come up with something. Obviously there's certain things online.
The thing is, the awning on little old Vinster, we did use it a lot. We used it for the shade, obviously. We used it for when it was raining. We did use it a lot. That's what you got to think about. But on this van, we'll be using the back more. So do we come up with a makeshift thing for the back rather than the side, or do we just try and do something for both doors?
Something with magnets probably is the best thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So much to think about, isn't there? Anyways, I will just say we cannot wait to get back on the road. It does seem like quite a long time since we've had like a proper adventure. We can't blinking wait.
First of all, though, it'll be the warm-up trip back to the UK to see family, friends, and hopefully some of you guys.
Cornwall. And you guys are going to do a big meet-up. And then it's the world is our oyster in our new home on wheels. So exciting, isn't it?
Yes. Anyway, I think that's enough chit chat for this vlog.
Yeah, come and join us next week, where who knows if we'll be in the van, working on the van. I don't know what's going to happen next week. We'll just have a video ready for you. So come and join us next Thursday. Thanks all so much for watching, and feel free to join us on our other socials where we do daily updates on Facebook.
Generally
and
daily
Instagram.
updates. We do our best.
We do our best. And yeah. Give this video a thumbs up, please. Subscribe to the channel.
Make sure you are. It's free and easy.
If you haven't already, it's the best way to help us out. And we'll see you all next Thursday.
Take care, guys. See you next week. Oh, who's a big softie? Oh, this softie. Oh.